Hi, I'm Daniel Parker. I've got here with me a really cool turtle, one of the most beautiful turtles in the world. This is an ornate Diamondback Terrapin. Now, ornate terrapins are found on Florida's west coast from about Collier County all the way up to about halfway across the panhandle, the eastern panhandle of Florida. Terrapins live in brackish or salt water. They're specialized turtles. They live in salt marshes, tidal creeks, sometimes mangrove swamps in the southern part of their range. But they face some threats in the wild. Probably the biggest threat to terrapins is crab traps. They actually go in crab traps and drown. Recently, Florida Fish and Wildlife, FWC, passed a rule requiring recreational crabbers to install what are called BRDs. These are Bycatch Reduction Devices on the mouths of crab traps. And the way that this works is that the terrapin, you put it on the mouth of the trap and the terrapin can't fit through the trap. So you see, this is an adult male terrapin, and even he is having a little trouble fitting through the trap. Unfortunately, FWC only passed this requirement for recreational crabbers, and there's actually a lot more commercial crab traps out there than recreational traps. So the commercial traps could still be out there drowning turtles. They don't have a lot of data on it. They're working on that now, but we hope that FWC will require these BRDs on commercial crab traps soon. So this is an adult male ornate terrapin. You see that it has that beautiful white head. There's you can see the plastron there, gray color. I'm going to show you an adult female of a different subspecies of terrapin. This is a Carolina Diamondback Terrapin, and this is a young adult female. They can get bigger than this, but this is a young adult female, and you can kind of see the difference. This is about as big as males get. They don't get really big, but females get bigger, so there is a size difference. And I'll go ahead and put the ornate away. So this is the Carolina Diamondback Terrapin. In Florida, these are found just on the northeast coast, mainly north of the St. Johns River, so north of Jacksonville. Terrapins develop these big heads, and they have very strong jaws. That's actually for crushing the shells of shellfish. Their main diet in the wild, especially with adult females like this, are marsh periwinkle snails. Or in South Florida, they'll also eat mangrove periwinkles, but various periwinkle snails. And they use those strong jaws to crush the shells of those snails. I can show you with her how the BRD might work at the mouth of the trap. So if she's trying to get into a trap, she's trying to get in and she can't fit through the hole. That's the idea. So if this device is installed at the mouth of the trap, the terrapin can't get in. USARK Florida, the association that represents reptile keepers in Florida, has been working with FWC on a potential program for the captive breeding of Diamondback Terrapins. There's an issue with Diamondback Terrapins in the wild where they're actually being poached out of the wild for the pet trade, especially for export to Asia. They're very popular pet turtles across the world, and their value going into Asia is very high. In fact, in a recent study, the ornate Diamondback Terrapin, this guy here, was the most valuable turtle going into Hong Kong. So their value, average value, was over $2,000, with some turtles being worth over $4,000. So you can see how when the value is that high, there's a motive for poachers to go out and catch them in the wild and sell them illegally in the pet trade. Now, what turtle breeders in Florida would like to do is be allowed to breed these turtles, which is currently not allowed under FWC rules. If they were allowed to breed them and sell the captive bred offspring, it would actually help supply that pet trade demand and reduce the incidence of wild turtles being poached. So we ask everybody to support the captive breeding of Diamondback Terrapins. We think it could be a great conservation measure to help these species in the wild.